Go interactive with X-Ray, where we bring trading experts to you live in the platform. Choose sessions, watch live market analysis, and catch up on your favorite market insights anytime. Ask questions and go one-to-one with leading experts on gold, oil, FX, crypto, indices, and equities. X-Ray, your very own analysis team, right at your fingertips. That's higher trading from MarketsX. Discover how some of the top executives are trading their own companies with our Insider Trades tool. See who's been buying or selling stock and what their trades say about insider sentiment. Use this unique big data tool to make more informed stock trades. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
What's happening, people? Good morning, America, and welcome everyone to our live stream. Here's what's happening in the markets today, 25th of November, 2020. Texas reports 14,000 new COVID cases. U.S. surpasses the 2,000 death toll in a day due to COVID-19. Initial jobless claims rise to 778,000 versus the 730 expected. UK's economy to shrink the most in 300 years in 2020. And Bitcoin only $500 away from the all-time high. And in case you missed the announcement this morning, guys, we are broadcasting on our new YouTube channel. You can find the link in the description down below. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe, and support us in delivering more great content. This show is proudly sponsored by our partners at Forex and Markets.com. U.S. markets opening coming up.
Go interactive with X-Ray, where we bring trading experts to you live in the platform. Choose sessions, watch live market analysis, and catch up on your favorite market insights anytime. Ask questions and go one-to-one with leading experts on gold, oil, FX, crypto, indices, and equities. X-Ray, your very own analysis team, right at your fingertips. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
Right, and we're back. Good morning, America. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, lovely people, and welcome to the U.S. trading session. We started the day with a positive overview on the European currencies, but shortly after the European Open, the currencies changed direction, leaving many traders wondering, what have I done wrong now? The good news is you've done nothing wrong. The markets just sometimes are a bit funny. U.S. futures are seen opening mixed today, with traders apparently being more preoccupied by the Thanksgiving holiday tomorrow than the opportunities in the markets today. Crude oil traded slightly higher today, but the price is more or less unchanged from this morning. Gold futures gained $13 today, trying to recover the heavy $75 loss in the last couple of trading sessions. And Bitcoin seems to be encountering some resistance between 19,200 and 19,500. Let's have a quick look at a couple of interesting articles, guys. Then we ring the bell together for the US Open, and then we're going to look at the charts of the day. Right, there we go. So, first article for today, guys, unfortunately is not a happy one, but it is what it is. We need to let you know what is going on. Daily U.S. deaths from COVID-19 surpassed 2,000 for the first time since May, and with hospitals across the country already full. A surge in mortality is to come as the COVID pandemic casts a shadow over the holiday season. The death toll reached 2,157 on Tuesday, one person every 40 seconds, with another 170,000 people infected. U.S. hospitalizations for COVID-19 surpassed 87,000 on Tuesday, an all-time high, while 30 of the 50 states reported a record number of COVID-19 related hospitalizations this month, according to a Reuters tally of official data. The daily record of 3,384 deaths came on April 14 in the early stages of the pandemic. Since the global pandemic began, the U.S. totals of nearly 260,000 deaths and 12.6 million infections led the world, and all the Thanksgiving travel insurers. No one will catch us either, said Dr. Tatiana Prowell of the John Hopkins School of Medicine. Sorry, guys. So, yeah, it's really, really bad what's going on, guys. The US President-elect Joe Biden has promised to make fighting the pandemic his top priority upon taking office on January 20th, and will give a speech on Wednesday that is meant to encourage Americans and focus on the sacrifices they are making, his office said. Now, I know the news is very sad, guys, but I decided to start with this news. Maybe I'm going to help some people understand that this virus is here, unfortunately, and it's going to be here for quite a while unless we take all the precaution measures that we should take. Now, unfortunately, a lot of Americans will travel tomorrow for Thanksgiving, completely ignoring the travel restrictions which came from the U.S. government. But again, it is what it is. Hopefully, people understand. Hopefully, we're going to have a vaccine out there as soon as possible. I still see as January or February being very, very late. We're still going to have a huge death toll until then if things continue the way they do right now. But let's move on to happier things, guys. We had an amazing day in the markets today. Still, we have more to come. We have 25 announcements to be announced today. We had about 10 announced already. I'm going to share that with you in a couple of minutes. And let's see what's going to happen today, guys. Remember, volatility is the keyword today. So let's start with the top 5 things to know in the markets. Bear with me for a second. I don't want to miss the markets open. There we go. So number 1 on the board, guys, after a quiet start to the week, the US data calendar gets busy today with the top release being initial and continuing jobless claims. The jobless claims already came out, guys, and they came out worse than expected. Apparently, more and more Americans filed for unemployment in the last week. So, yeah, we're going to see the numbers in a minute in the economic calendar. I'm going to focus on number 2 on the board now. France revives digital tax collection. Europe moves on data protection. France said it will start to collect the digital services tax that it enacted earlier this year in an effort to squeeze more out of internet giants such as Amazon and Facebook, which routinely channel their profits made in larger EU countries into smaller jurisdictions with lower tax rates. Well, there you go, guys. Lower your tax rates. Maybe, who knows? They're not going to be doing that anymore. The move is the latest illustration of the challenges facing the new Biden administration. The Trump administration had threatened to retaliate with import tariffs on French luxury goods if France pushed ahead with its plans. However, since most retailers have already imported their inventories for the holiday season, it looks likely that any retaliation would not affect sales in the near term. Elsewhere in Europe, the European Commission proposed new legislation aimed at tightening European control over government and industrial data. Right. We're moving on to number 3 on the board, guys. We're 2 minutes away from the U.S. markets open. The global stock market rally weakened overnight after U.S. markets roared to record highs on hopes for a vaccine-driven economic rebound in 2021. Most Chinese stocks indices lost over 1%, while European markets shot up 0.5% in what was still only a modest correction after the giants of recent weeks. U.S. stocks are also indicated to open slightly lower today, with Dow 30 futures down 65 points or 0.2%, S&P 500 futures down 0.1%, and the Nasdaq futures outperforming with a gain of 0.2%. Still very, very little gains, guys. Very little gains. We got used to way more than a 0.1% or 0.2% from the big boys. But let's see what's going to happen. The Dow and the S&P had finished at record highs yesterday in extraordinarily high volume as retail traders in particular piled into unloved value stocks that many expect to outperform as the real economy recovers next year. We are 20 seconds away from the opening bell, guys. Stocks likely to be in focus early include the Dell and Hewlett-Packard, both of which beat market expectations with the quarterly updates after the bell on Thursday, as the working from home trend drove strong sales of PCs and laptops. And 2 seconds away, guys, and 1, and there we go. Welcome to the U.S. trading session, everyone. Very good afternoon. Good morning, America. And I hope you're doing okay. Now, Let's have a quick look what's going on at the open. We see the Euro USD pushing higher, US 10-year yields higher, and NYMEX crude oil again pushing higher, trading as high as 45.57. This is what is happening at the US opening. We're going to move on to the charts, guys, in a minute. But until then, number 4 on the board, the ECB warns on asset prices and credit losses. The European Central Bank warned that Eurozone banks are by no means out of the woods, despite the prospects for a recovery next year. The ECB warned in its semi-annual financial stability review that happened today that the risk of a broad asset price correction had risen after the rallies seen this year in markets from bonds to house price and beyond. It also suggested that the healthy-looking balance sheets presented by banks at the end of the third quarter were flattered by government and regulatory support schemes, and warned that the actual loan losses may be higher than the banks expect. Right, and number 5 on the board, guys. Oil Bitcoin rally continues. EIA inventories eyed. Crude oil and Bitcoin were among a few assets that continued to rally overnight. Both of them ultimately driven by the prospect of excess liquidity from central banks, but oil also supported by hopes of a real rebound in demand next year. The day's focus is likely to be the publication of the Energy Information Administration weekly stockpiles report in exactly 1 hour from now. Data from the American Petroleum Institute had suggested that crude inventories rose 3.8 million barrels last week, a reminder of weak near-term fundamentals that were lost in Tuesday blistering risk rally. Right, these are the top 5 things to know in the markets today, guys. Let's have a quick look at the economic calendar as I promised you and see what is going on and what happened today. There we go. We started nice and early at 10 o'clock in the morning with 2 positive announcements from South Africa. On the South African rand, the core CPI came out 1 point better than expected, 2 points respectively. Then we had the France job seekers total, which came out slightly better than the previous. 3.549 versus 3.606 the previous. And then we had the durable goods orders and core durable goods orders that came out 1.3% from the US. This is the only green that we saw on the charts so far, guys, in the economic calendar. As things stand right now, we're looking at the GDP coming out 1 point below consensus expectation at 33.1% versus an expectation of 33.2%. GDP price index came out as expected, 3.7%, no change there. Initial jobless claims, guys, 778,000 versus 730,000 predicted by consensus. Retail inventories, 0.7%, below the 1% we saw last week. And the crude oil report came out with a negative 920 million. Right, no, sorry, 920,000, just below 1 million. Now, there's still more to come, guys. In 25 minutes, as you can see on the economic calendar, we're going to have a core PC price index for October and year over year. And then Michigan consumer sentiment, guys. New home sales, autumn budget. No, that's from the pound, sorry, and crude oil inventories. Crude oil inventories and Cushing crude oil inventories. Also at 2100 hours, GMT plus 2, FOMC meeting minutes. Very, very important, guys. So whatever happens from now till 2100 hours might change direction after the FOMC meeting minutes. Now, if you have any comments, guys, if you are struggling with anything, if you have something to say, please feel free to type your comments, and I'm gonna do my best to answer all of them. I see a question. Emmanuel is asking me, are you in partnership with markets.com? They are the sponsors of the show, guys. I have 2 big sponsors, markets.com and Forexy, 2 reputable companies with 2 different regulations that have nothing to hide. So to answer your question, yes, I'm in some sort of partnership. It's a sponsoring partnership. Now, let's move on to the charts of the day and the signals of the day, guys. We are 5 minutes into the US opening. What do you say? All right, we're coming back live in 30 seconds.
Discover how some of the top executives are trading their own companies with our Insider Trades tool. See who's been buying or selling stock and what their trades say about insider sentiment. Use this unique big data tool to make more informed stock trades. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
All right, guys, and as promised, we are back with the charts of the day, guys, and then we're gonna have a look at some trading signals. Let's see what is happening. What is happening today? 45.54 crude oil WTI futures as things stand right now. Basically, crude oil futures are unchanged from this morning. This morning they were trading at 45.50. Now we're seeing it trading at roughly the same price. RSI stochastic, if you look at the bottom of the chart, are still pointing upwards. There's still a bit of hope that crude oil futures will jump, will go even higher. Who knows? Maybe targeting the 46,000 mark. However, nothing happened yet. Let's see what the crude oil inventories will show. What I'm afraid of, guys, is that we might see a retest of the 50 moving average towards the downside. This is what I'm afraid of. But only time will show. We're less than 1 hour away from that announcement. We're looking at Euro USD, guys, on a 60-minute chart, currently trading at 118.96.97 after a very choppy trading session on the European session today. Let's see what's going to happen. As things stand right now, we see a red candlestick opening, heading downwards. We might see the 50 MA being tested at 118.82, which is not a million miles away from the current market price. RSI stochastic are pointing in different directions, so we see a bit of divergence between indicators at the bottom of the chart. Who knows? Maybe if I increase the time frame, I will get a bit better understanding. Right, there we go. There is a bit of divergence on a 4-hour chart as well. We see the RSI pointing upwards. The stochastic turned around. The price is anyhow well supported by all the 3 moving averages. On a 4-hour chart, it only tested the 20 moving average. So let's see. It all has to do with the US dollar, guys. Let's see what the US dollar will do in the next hour or so. Moving on to the cable, GBP USD, 133.32 for the pound right now. We see the pound trading slightly lower in the last couple of hours. Again, we might see the pound going as low as the 200 moving average. We might see a retest at 132.77 if the dollar decides to do really, really well today and push the European currencies lower. USD JPY 104.42 for USD JPY right now. It didn't move much today. It did not move much. The price is well supported by the 50 MA from below, and it's encountering some resistance from the 20 moving average to the upside. The 200 moving average remains at the bottom, supporting both of them. Let's see what's going to happen with USD JPY. No clear indication yet on USD JPY. We're looking at the Aussie dollar, which again went more or less sideways today, just like the European currencies. After a good start, it had a good start, a good rally this morning. 0.7338. The 200 moving average is at 0.7304. So there might be a bit of opportunity there if the Aussie dollar decides to retest the 200 moving average. RSI stochastic still pointing downwards, indicating not a lot of buying power on AUD USD. USD CAD, guys, which again, a very choppy trading session today. It went all the way up to the 50 MA, tested the 50 MA. It bounced off the 50 MA, and as things stand right now, 130.18 for USD CAD. We see a green candlestick again pointing towards that 50 moving average, towards the upside. 130.30 for the 50 MA. So we're about 15 points away from that. Yesterday we saw a retest of the 200 moving average at 130.70. So it's not. Don't get surprised if this is going to happen again today. But it all has to do with the data that is expected to come from the economic calendar in a few minutes. Let's move on. Let's see the opening on the S&P 500 today, guys, which both S&P 500 and the Dow Jones reached record highs yesterday. Negative opening, 3627, 3626. As things stand right now, we see the S&P 500 potentially heading towards that 20 or the 50 MA to the downside at 3588. Okay, let's say the 36 level is in focus right now, 27 points below the current market price. Dow Jones Industrial Average, again, we see a negative opening on the Dow Jones. Is currently heading towards the downside, testing the 20 moving average. We have a 50 MA, guys, on a 1 hour chart at 29,624, which might be the support level for the Dow Jones. Now, the US dollar index. Let's have a quick look at the US dollar index, which is basically the US dollar traded against a basket of currencies. We see the US dollar index still undecided, 92,108 for the index. Stochastic is pointing downwards, guys. RSI is somewhere in between. And remember, if you remember, usually when you have the RSI in between, it means more likely a downtrend than an uptrend. If the RSI doesn't manage to pass the 50% level, which is there, exactly where the price is right now, then very, very likely we're going to see a downtrend. There we go. The candlesticks started picking up. It started making sense. 92,073 for the US dollar index on a 60-minute chart. Let's see. We might see trading lower. Right. Gold futures, guys, are on the rebound. 1814.25 for gold futures. We see them very, very close to test the 50 MA to the upside. The RSI and stochastic still pointing upwards. If the dollar index continues the drop, guys, we might see gold testing the 50 MA at 1819. It's only 5 points from the current market price, so that could happen any minute now. The question is, where do we take it from there? We're gonna have a look at some trading signals in a minute. We're looking at Brent oil futures, which are unchanged from this morning. 48.20 for Brent oil futures. The price is well supported by all three moving averages. We expect, and the market and the traders probably expect the crude oil inventories to set the direction for crude oil and Brent oil today. Now, silver futures, again, probably on the rebound. Just like gold futures, trying to consolidate somewhere higher, above the 50 moving average. 23,490 for silver right now. We might see silver testing the 200 MA to the upside at 23,996, just short of 24 flat. Now, quick look at Tesla, guys, which is doing really, really well in the last few trading sessions. There you go. This is the lovely performance. 553 on the dot for Tesla, 552.52. 15-20 minutes into the US trading session. We might see Tesla coming down and testing the 20 MA at 528, somewhere there. And then it might rally a bit more. RSI stochastic are way in the overbought levels, which is a bit worrying. But again, stocks usually don't care so much about technical indicators. They care about trader sentiment. That's what drives the stock markets versus the currency pairs, which again tend to be driven by technical analysis. Now, let's have a quick look at Bitcoin, guys, everyone's favorite, which is encountering some resistance there. A minute ago, it was trading at $19,500, $19,208 flat for Bitcoin right now. Tiny pullback, just a tiny pullback, but nothing substantial so far. It had a good rally, though. This morning, it was trading somewhere around the 18,800 and something, which is the good news. It rallied a bit, but again, there's something going on up there, guys. 19,327, 19,500. That seems to be the ceiling for the Bitcoin. It tested the ceiling twice. Let's see what's going to happen now, if it's going to change direction or not. Ethereum also gave back some gains. Today, $594.90 for Ethereum. By the looks of it, Ethereum is consolidating above the 591 level. There is a support level there from what we see on the charts. We might see Ethereum rallying a bit. But again, it all has to do with Bitcoin. If Ethereum decides to go the other way, keep an eye on the $543 mark to the downside where the 200 moving average is. Okay, so Bitcoin and Ethereum for now are pulling back a tiny bit, but the price is still well supported by the 200 MA. The price is still in an uptrend, and they both done tremendously well in the last 2-3 days. Now, let's have a look at the signals of the day, guys. 20 minutes into the US opening. Let's see what the analysts think is going to happen today. We're looking at Euro USD and GBP USD with 4 strong buy on all 4 time frames. USD JPY and USD CHF strong sell on all 4 time frames. This is exactly what the calendar was showing this morning, guys, and half an hour after the European opening, the currencies shifted the direction. Let's hope it's not the case this afternoon. AUD USD undecided. I'm not even going to mention it. Euro GBP strong sell, neutral on a 15 minutes chart, strong buy hourly, and the daily remains a strong sell. Again, mixed signals between the euro and the pound. USD CAD strong sell on all 4 time frames. The Kiwi dollar versus the US dollar strong buy on all 4 time frames. Right, and this is it from the currencies side. So as things stand right now, guys, the euro and the pound are set to strengthen against the US dollar, and the US dollar is set to weaken against all its other peers. USD JPY strong sell, USD CHF strong sell, USD CAD strong sell. This is what is going on. Let's have a quick look at commodities. Maybe, who knows, they're going to show something different. Commodities, there we go. Gold, silver, right? Gold and silver, guys, just like the European currencies. Strong buy on gold and silver, at least on the first 3 time frames. The daily remains a strong sell, though, which is a bit worrying. But if the strong buy continues like this, later on the strong sell will become neutral, and probably it will become a strong buy. So gold and silver, like European currencies, at least for now, strong buy on 2-3 time frames. Copper, undecided, strong sell on a 5-minute chart. The daily remains a strong buy. The rest remains neutral. Crude oil WTI, neutral on a 5-minute chart. Strong buy on 15 minutes hourly and daily. Wow, there's the divergence. Brent oil, guys, strong sell and sell, followed by buy and strong buy. So mixed signals ahead of crude oil inventories. Be very, very careful, guys. Do your research. See what's going to happen. Natural gas, though, is set in a strong buy on 3-4 time frames. So natural gas tends to do better than crude oil WTI. Now, US wheat at the bottom of the charts, we see it strong sell on a 5-minute and a 15-minute chart. The daily still remains a buy. Right. Guys, questions. If you have questions, comments, type your questions, type your comments. We have a few minutes left. I'll try and help as much as possible. Let's have a quick look at some stocks, guys. Let's talk about some US stocks. Let's see what is happening. Maybe, who knows, you get a clear indication on stocks if the currency pairs are a bit dodgy today, let's say. We see Microsoft and Walmart strong buy as things stand right now. Apple, strong buy. Procter & Gamble, strong buy. What else do we have? Alphabet, ex-Google, seems to be a strong buy. And Bank of America. But Bank of America, be careful, guys. It doesn't have a strong buy on a 5-minute chart. The strong buy is hourly and daily. So you might see a bit of a pullback on Bank of America if you want to trade. What else is going on? This is it, basically. These are the big stocks. So Microsoft and Walmart give us a good indication. We see a strong buy. And Apple as well. At least as things stand right now, they are set to go a bit higher. Right, okay. This is it from my side today, guys. We were supposed to have a guest this afternoon. He's not feeling really well. The season is changing, and he doesn't want to take any chances. So most likely we're going to have him tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. This is it. Still lots of announcements in the economic calendar, guys. Have a quick look before I let you go at the economic calendar. In 10 minutes, we're going to have a bunch of data coming. About 10 announcements will be released in about 10 minutes. And then in 40 minutes, guys, we're going to have crude oil inventories, Cushing crude oil inventories, followed by FOMC meeting minutes at 2100 hours GMT plus 2. So brace. We might see a big whipsaw in the markets today. This is it from my side today, guys. For the people from US that watch us, happy Thanksgiving. If you're not going to watch us tomorrow. And we are coming back live tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock GMT plus 2 with the European markets open, guys. Until then, remember to trade responsibly and may all your trades be in the money. And remember to subscribe on our new YouTube channel, guys. It's in the description of this video. Have a good one. Take care.